Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have another video for you where I show you how you can increase your mining speed up to 200% or more. And obviously I say up to because it may vary this method supports AMD and Nvidia cards, so basically every card may be different, and basically this is why I say up to. Let's say one graphics card can be increased up to 150% or maybe less, and one other card you may be able to increase the mining speed up to 200% or more. So basically, let's say we are in a range of 200% gain from your mining speed. And before we begin, obviously you may think, why the hell did you not show us this way from the start, but you showed us the previous two videos, the previous two methods. So basically you would save a bunch of our time by doing that. And basically there are differences from this way to the other ways I have showed you. And for all the people that have not seen my previous methods, how you can gain or how you can increase your mining speed, I invite you to take a look at them if you like to use those methods. And you have to know basically that these methods, it's for the people that have their personal PC at home with an AMD graphics card Series 500 and up, or AMD Vega, or they can use it in with the Nvidia card Series 10 and up, so basically 1060 and up. Unfortunately it doesn't work for the other graphics cards, and this is one of the reasons why I did not showed you this method first. And there is another big difference, because the previous two methods that I showed you how you can increase your mining speeds are specifically for AMD graphics card, where this method is for both AMD, again Polaris series or Series 500 and up, or Nvidia 10 series and up. So this is one big difference why I showed you why I am showing you this method for last. Let's say, well, we might have other ways, but for now we have only these two methods. And another big difference that you should know from the other two methods that I have showed you before, is that with this method you basically are changing the memory straps or the memory timings of your graphics card. So basically you are changing the way how your graphics card works, and this means that potentially your graphic card or your mining rig may be more unstable than with the other two ways that I have showed you. So basically these are the main difference why I left this method for the last, even though this is the best out of the other two. But basically this is a little bit more technical, and it's a little bit more dangerous, let's say, because you are changing the way how your memory timings work, and so basically you are not going to be able to get as high you are not going to get much higher memory clocks than with the previous two methods, because obviously by changing the memory straps you won't be able to go much higher in the memory clock, and obviously you are not going to be as much stable as with the other two previous methods. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but you have to know that this method applies to the AMD cards which are not BIOS flashed, or for the AMD cards, or for the people that don't want to BIOS mod their graphics card, the AMD graphics card. And obviously it works for cards with 4 gigs and up. But before we go any further, let's go in the Claymore miner on the Bitcoin talk, and here it's the command. This is the command we are going to use today. It's the -strap command. And before we begin with the method, because I will do it live for you, so it will take a little bit longer, this video, but anyway, you have to be patient because you might be able to gain 200% out of your graphics card. So let's go. -strap applies specified memory timing straps. As I told you, this option is available for Windows only and requires AMD blockchain drivers or drivers version 18 or newer. Most tests were performed on 19.4.3 for AMD cards and any recent Nvidia drivers for Nvidia cards. So basically you must have AMD blockchain drivers or version 18 and up to be able to use this command. For Nvidia you can use whatever drivers works for you. Okay, then let's go with the other one. Current Polaris, as I told you, Vega and Nvidia 10 cards are supported. Support for other cards will be added later, so stay tuned for another version. Miner has a built-in strap database. All straps are separated by memory, 4 gigs or 8 gigs, and memory types, Samsung, Elpida, Hynix, and Micron. So before we go on, for all the people that don't know what the straps are, basically the graphics card, how it works, the memory timings, let's say are different, have different values for different memory clocks. Let's say, for example, at 1500 megahertz memory clock, the graphics card can have more aggressive memory timings for the graphics card, which basically more aggressive memory timings are way better than loose memory timings. So basically for compute use, or let's say for mining, this benefits very much. And basically what we are doing with this one, we say the graphics card that take, for example, let's say 1500 memories timings, and use those timings, these aggressive timings, at a much higher memory speed, because basically on default setting, when you set the memory clock of your graphics card, let's say for example 2000 megahertz or 2200 megahertz, you can have stable clocks with that memory speed, but the card on that speed uses less aggressive memory timings just for the sake to be more stable and gaining more performance especially in gaming application. But for compute application, it's better to have aggressive memory timings and lower speed than to have high memory speed and loose memory timings. So basically, again, we say to our graphics card with this command that take more aggressive timings and use them into higher memory speed. So this is what is changed basically. I hope I could explain it on the better way possible, but anyway, with this out of the way, let's go on. So straps are supported by intensity. For example, -strap 1 supports higher memory clock than -strap 2. So basically we begin with -strap 1 and then we can go up if our graphics card or mining rig it's not stable. For the best hash rate, you must also set high memory clock, as I told you. So -strap 1 is a good start point for tests. Okay, so then you can specify just strap index. For example, -strap 1 will apply first strap for database for all Polaris GPUs based on GPU memory size and memory type. Miner will show full strap name detected, or you can specify strap directly in format POL, which is Polaris 8S 1, which POL means Polaris, 8 means 8 gigabyte. S means Samsung memory, 1 means index. So basically this is a Polaris card with 8 GB of RAM with Samsung memory, and it's applied the strap number 1. 0 index means default strap from VBIOS. Obviously you can also use ETA character after strap to specify memory clock. It works like minus memory clock but overrides it. For example, minus strap Polaris 4E2 at 1900 MHz, which basically means that apply strap to Polaris card with 4 GB of RAM with LPDA memory, apply strap number 2 and apply memory speed at 19 MHz. For Nvidia you can also specify delta, for example minus strap 2 at plus 700, which means apply minus strap value 2 at a memory speed of plus 700 MHz. So since we are in the overclock session, you have to know a very important thing. If you want to use overclocking, you have 3 ways to do that. You can do it through the batch file like it shows in here with this command, and you can set your memory speed. You can use obviously Radeon AMD settings with global wattman, or you can use MSI afterburner. And this is very important. I say or because you must use only one of these 3 ways, or another program if you like to use another one. You cannot use more than one overclocking program because you can create a crash. You might have conflicts and basically your mining rig or your computer will be not stable. So again, use only one of the ways to overclock your graphic card or your graphics cards if you have multiple ones. Again, you can use the batch file on the Claymore miner if you want to do so, and if you know to do that, or you can use AMD global wattman, or you can use MSI afterburner. Not 2 or more of them, just one of the ways to overclock your graphics cards. Sorry. So today I'm going to use AMD Global Wattman because in there I can change my voltage, so we can save a little bit of wattage, and obviously I'm going to record the wattage so you can see it live. So basically I'm going to close MSI afterburner. Obviously I'm not going to do the straps in the batch file, and I'm going to use the AMD Radeon settings. So keep this in mind. Only one way to overclock your graphics card, not more than one. Otherwise you won't be stable. Then we go again. You can also specify values for every card. Obviously with comma you can use different straps and different values for different cards if you have a mining rig. If strap is applied, miner will return all straps. Okay, the best approach to find the strap is strap 10. It says okay, this is important. So basically this is if your mining rig it's not stable and you have multiple cards, to find which video card or graphics card is giving you the problem, you can use this strap in here, minus strap 1, 0, which basically means that apply the strap value 1 only for the first card, the card number 0. And in this way you can see if the setting the strap 1 for the first card, the other cards will be at default at stock settings. If your mining rig is unstable, then it means that the first card is faulty, and you can use another strap value, or you can use another memory speed, so you can get this card to be stable. Obviously if this card is stable and your mining rig doesn't crash, then you go on with the second card and you type obviously minus strap 1, 1. So basically you say apply strap 1 for the second graphic card, and so on. You can find which graphics card is giving you problems, so keep this in mind. Then so the same for strap 2, etc. So That's what I told you. You can also specify raw strap strings, as we talked about. Note if specified strap fails, Windows is crashed. After reboot, default timings are restored, and you can try something different, so don't worry about that. Polaris cards have different number of straps, depends on memory type and size. Vega cards have straps from 1 to 5 values, and Nvidia cards have straps from 1 to 6 values, where 1 to 3 are normal straps and 4 to 6 are low intensity strap. And since we are into the intensity section, you can use for Nvidia cards only, keep this in mind, you can use the minus strap command with the minus sensitivity command, which basically you can set the intensity of that strap from 1 to 100%, which basically you can read it in here, but it's very simple. For example, you can say minus strap 1 and add a space, then add minus sensity, sensity, okay. Intensity. Okay, right, I got it. Then space, then you can set the value of the sensitivity, let's call it like this. You can set the value from 1 to 100%. If for strap 1, for example, your Nvidia graphics card is not stable, you can set that strap but with a lower sensitivity. Let's say, for example, strap 1 at sensitivity 50%, let's say. So yeah, you get the picture. And obviously you can set the sensitivity for all the graphics card separately with different values. So obviously divided them by separating them by comma, obviously like other commands in Claymore Miner. Okay, so that was it with the theoretical part. So let's go on with the batch file and obviously modify it. So you go at the end of the line, you add the command minus strap 1, then obviously you go ahead and save it, then close it. Obviously before you do that, make sure you have your Radeon settings for the GPU workload on compute, because it will not work. It would give you a little bit of increase, but it will be only marginal increase. So make sure to set your graphics card to compute. Then we go ahead and start the Claymore miner. So as the miner starts, make sure you don't get any error messages like I got this one, failed, you must run miner with admin rights. Okay, I have talked for this problem on my previous video, but anyway, we'll do it live in here. So let's wait and see the result. Obviously, I don't think it's going to be... Oh, okay. So let me start the recorder for the wattage. Okay, we are at 230 watts at a speed of 20.7 megahertz, which is not good because obviously here it's applied only the compute mode and we are not gaining anything. So let's close. If you get this error message too, failed, you must run miner with admin rights, you just close the miner, then you go to edit. If you don't have this string in here, then you must add the string, or let's say the path, the folder path to the batch file. I have it. So now you just go and right click and then run as administrator. So let's see now if this happens. Maybe you will get another error after this, like it shows, okay, it's a good thing that it showed this matter, failed miner activated Windows test signing mode, please reboot to apply it and start miner. So basically with this thing you just have to restart your PC and basically it's going to work. As you can see again, we get 20.6 megahertz per second like before and 230 watts. So I'm going to restart my PC now and be with you guys right back. But again, hope you don't get this error message, but it's a good thing that it happened to me, so I can show you live what you can do. Basically, this applies for the other two methods I have showed you before this video, or let's say the strap command. So let me restart and be with you guys right back. Okay guys, I have restarted the PC, so let's see now what happens. Run as administrator. As far as I know, you must run as administrator only the first time, and then basically it should be okay. But let's see. Okay, then if you get this message in here, GPU strap Polaris 4H1 is applied successfully for all the cards. If you have multiple ones, then this means that the strap value it's applied successfully. And obviously, as I told you before, Polaris, which means Polaris card, which mine is an RX 480, 4 because it's a 4 GB card, H because it has Hynix memory, and 1 obviously because it's applied the strap number 1. Okay, so as you can see, we are around 23.6 mega hashes a second. But again, you might say that this is not much higher than the other two ways I showed you for the Polaris AMD cards. But again, this way can work for Nvidia too, so you might get much higher speeds. But again, with changing the memory straps, now when we overclock, we will get much better hash rate than before. And obviously you have to keep in mind that I am recording, I have opened a bunch of pages up. So basically, let's say that on stock settings, my graphics card can do without any overclock, can do around 25 mega hashes without changing anything, only with the strap command. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of overclocking. Again, use only one way of overclocking. Since I restarted, my MSI I have open, so I'm going to close the MSI and I'm going to use the AMD Radeon settings, or you can use the batch file if you know how to do that. So we go to gaming, go to global settings, then go to global Wattman. Let's say that basically I recommend you close the miner first and then do the changes, but since I don't want to make this video too long, I'm going to do them live in here. And basically we go with the frequency. We don't need much higher frequency, we just say 1100 is enough for Ethereum. Okay, before we do that, let's take a look at the wattage. Okay, we are around 254-55 watts of consumption. Let's hit enter. Now obviously this is going to make the difference in wattage. Let's say we're going to try 900. If your mining rig is not stable, then you try another value like 10 millivolt at a time, 910, 920, till you find a decent stable PC or mining rig. Okay, then we go, be careful with the temperature, make sure your graphics card don't go above 70 C. If it does, then increase the fan speed. Then we go to the memory. Now for the overclock, this is another different from the other two methods I have shown you on the other two videos. And this is different because, again, as we are changing the memory timings, obviously with higher speed memory, the PC or the mining rig, it's not going to be as much stable as before. If you remember on my previous video, I could set the memory at 2200 megahertz, and it was going like a charm. But if I try and do that with the memory timings change, then my PC is going to crash immediately. I have tried it, and unfortunately my graphics card cannot handle to 2200 megahertz with the memory strap number 1. So what I suggest you do, it's do not go from up down, but go from down and going up. Let's say my default memory speed it's 1750, so let's say I'm going to try like 1800. I recommend like 50 megahertz at a time, so you can be sure sure not to crash and to know where your mining rig is going to be stable. So set it 180 this time. Let's hit apply and see if that changes. Okay, as you can see, the wattage has gone down less than 200 watts, obviously with the recording. So let's see what happens to the hash rate now. We were at 23.5, now we are at 23.7, 23.5. Okay, it's not a big of a change with obviously with only 50 megahertz increase. So let's go to, let's say, again, I recommend you test this, you leave this for at least 1 hour or 2 hours. If you leave it more, it would be even better, because you can be sure that the your mining rig or your PC is going to be stable, and then go and increase another 50 megahertz and try that for 1 hour, 2 hours to see if that's stable and so on. But I know that my graphics card can go to 1900, so let's apply 1900 and see what happens to the speed. Again, I suggest you close the miner, change the memory, apply the memory speed, and then go again and open the miner. This is going to be much better. And as you can see, we are now at 25.5. Then we can try at 2000, because I know that it's stable. Hope it stays stable while I'm recording, because I haven't tried 2000 megahertz with recording. So let's hit apply. Let's see what happens. Okay, 26.7. So you get the picture. You go on and on till you find the maximum stable speed for your graphics card. So again, I know that my graphics card can go around 2100, maybe a little bit less, because at 2100 it's going to be to have a little bit of instability, especially on the mining hash rate, not on crashing the PC. So basically, since I am recording at 2000 megahertz memory speed and strap 1, you can see that my cards goes around 27.8 to 26.8 to around 27. So basically, if we close all other programs and close the recording program, my graphics card can go to 29, around 30 mega hashes a second. And if you remember my stock speeds without changing anything with claim, or without changing anything with the straps and so on, my graphics card can do around 11 mega hashes a second. So now with the strap command, it can do around 29 to 30 mega hashes a second, which is around, let's say, 180 to 200 plus memory mining speed from my graphics card. I know, and I have seen over the internet, that some guys are getting with RX 580 with 8 gigabytes cards. They can go up to 31, 32 mega hashes a second, maybe even more. I have not searched too much, but basically you get the picture that from the stock settings with Claymore, overclocking, and Radeon settings, you can get around 10 to 12 megahashes a second from your graphics card. And if you use these settings I have showed you on this video, you can go more than 30 megahashes a second. I hope you are your graphics card can go over 30. Mine unfortunately cannot go over 30, but I'm pretty sure that especially the graphics card with 8 gigabytes of RAM can go over 30 mega hashes a second. So I hope you are in this category. Again, keep in mind that you can use this method with Nvidia too. So this is the beauty of this method, or let's say of this string I am showing you today. So basically this is why you can give it a try. Okay, so I think I think I've covered all the things I wanted to say. Yep, I think so. You get the picture of this one, obviously. And yeah, that was it. Again, keep in mind, this method is for personal use, personal PC with only graphics card, AMD Polaris or Vega, or Nvidia graphics card 10 series and up. And So if you have one of these types of graphics card, so you can give it a try, and I really hope you are going to gain as much as I am gaining, at least 150%. I'm pretty sure you are going to gain that. Unfortunately, I don't have an Nvidia card to try that out, but I hope it works for you guys also. And another thing you have to keep in mind, that if you have AMD graphics card with flashed BIOS, I don't think this is going to work for you, or at least this is not going to give you a better performance. So if you have AMD with flashed BIOS, obviously you can give it a try. If this method does not help, then I suggest you go on and use the RX boost command instead of the strap command. So basically I think that that method is going to give you a little bit more speed that you are currently getting with your AMD Polaris flashed card, not stock graphics card. So basically this way, this method, let's say, is for all the people that don't want to BIOS flash their graphics card, or they don't know how to flash their graphics card. But basically for all the people that want to use their personal PC for mining, this is the better way to get a better hash rate, and obviously you don't need to modify your graphics card. So yeah, again, I'm thinking if I have missed something during this video. I hope not. Yeah, I think I covered all the steps you need to do. And yeah, obviously if you have any question or something that you didn't understand in this video, obviously you can contact me through the comments on the video, or you can contact me on social media, and I will do my best to help you out, even personally, and guide you guys how you can use it. But basically you just read it. It's really simple to use, and obviously you don't need to BIOS flash your AMD graphics cards. Okay, then that was it for today. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Definitely this was helpful for me because before I could not get more than 24-25 megahashes a second. Now I can go around 29 to 30 megahashes a second when I mine, because I use my PC for everyday use, like gaming and obviously making the videos and so on. So I don't have to BIOS flash my graphics card to be able to use it in whichever way I want. So this method definitely helps us, and definitely stay tuned for the newer version of Claymores, because they will maybe add support for the older cards, or maybe they will do a better job to increase even more the hashing speed of our mining rigs. Yeah. Okay then, thanks very much for watching again, guys. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also turn on post notification, and yeah, as always, catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.